and both of these teams know if they survive and advance from here, a host of opportunities lie ahead. Welcome, everyone, to the home of the LSU Fighting Tigers, Baton Rouge and Tiger Stadium. As we'll see the runner-up from last year's national championship, the Ole Miss Rebels, taking on last year's national champion, the LSU Tigers. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. LSU will put a foot to it for the opening kickoff. Here he comes from midway in the end zone. Tackled at the 24 and almost breaks even with the yardage he would have gotten with a touchback. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. Running back searching for a hole. Finds his way ahead for 3 out to the 27-yard line. You reach this portion of the season, in games like this, top 5 showdown can really energize you, not to mention helping your playoff positioning down the road.
Yes, you can. You can make these big statement games. And listen, middle of the season, you kind of get in a lull, Jesse, where you kind of get used to playing and the new wore off a little bit. But when you got a top 5 matchup and something to prove, you bring that extra juice.
You're right. And if you play well in this game, you can ride that momentum down the stretch in November when those games really start to matter. But this is a big one right here. Lots of implications on the line.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. A lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. Shotgun snap on 3rd down. Unloads to the wideout. Oh, what a spectacular layout and catch. This dude is just exceptional in every facet. So fluid, such a great route runner, and a big play there.
And money down, 3rd down, find him. I mean, you want to find that matchup because he's going to win. And gets a good release, gets down the field. You see that's your playmaker, that's your guy. Get it to him, get the 1st down.
Making sure they have good balance, keeping it on the ground. In a competitive conference like the SEC, you just can't afford to start 0-1 if you want to chase a championship. Really important to get off to a good start.
No doubt, in the SEC, you've got to set the tone early. It's all about creating momentum out of the gate. Both of these teams had this game circled all offseason, David. They know what's riding on the line here.
There's so much riding on the line. Who gets to Atlanta down the road? Bragging rights, recruiting rights, all this stuff. Once you get in conference play, it means a lot every single week.
After the productive 1st down play, it's 2nd and 6. Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. And he's able to shed 1 tackle, but still, just a very short gain.
And those plays from a defensive perspective, man, they're just super annoying because now I'm in the worst spot ever, 3rd and manageable. Like, I don't know if you're passing, don't know if you're running, so nice job by this offense keeping this defense off balance and creating a 3rd down opportunity that's in their favor.
They are calling for their defense in Baton Rouge. A huge 3rd down coming up. They'll try to power their way ahead. He just needed a yard on 3rd down, and there just wasn't any room to pick it up.
Stopping the run is very high on every defensive coordinator's list. Making the team one-dimensional. Nice job stuffing the run on that play right there.
This offense wants to establish an aggressive identity. They'll go for it on 4th down. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the 1st down. Guys, you just say Magnolia Bowl, and it sounds elegant and pristine and reserved. And Ole Miss and LSU, anything but. Charges of clock malfeasance, downright cheating back in the old days just to get a leg up in this rivalry game.
It feels like they've been playing this game since the Louisiana Purchase and Napoleonic Law. They've been playing it forever down south in an area of the country where sometimes it just feels like it matters more. I can't wait to see what happens today.
And I love what Reese says, like cheating. Yeah, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. And both these schools, obviously, so closely connected. Games are usually really, really good. A ton of talent on the field. Big bragging rights on the line.
Got his man out of the backfield. He works his way inside the 30 down to the 29 and picks up a first down.
Well, it's a nice play design there. You're getting the running back involved in the pass game. Quarterback gives it to him early so he can go to work upfield and get the first down.
And the Rebels come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Finds a little space. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. The run from the shotgun. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
And man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground. That is a ball.
They're close enough for a makeable field goal from the 26, but they'd love to convert this third and long. From the gun, wants to pass. A shot toward the end zone. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth down.
And the offense got themselves in a tough situation. Third and long, so hard to execute, especially when the field starts to shrink. But the good news is they got a field goal in their back pocket.
Now it looks as if they'll settle for the field goal try. This whole place going to see if this kicker can operate in a sea of noise. It's good, and that was dead solid perfect. And the first points of the day come on that field goal.
I know one thing this head coach does every week is he challenges his guys to start fast. And it's so important today, playing on the road in this kind of environment. You saw a nice drive. They didn't get the touchdown they would have loved, but still, kicking that field goal and taking this early lead, that's a statement for the visiting team.
They'll try the run. Got enough for the first down.
That's a really nice run. One thing I love about him is he's got versatility. Reminds me of a guy I used to play against back in the day, Kevin Farr. He could catch the ball, he could run the ball, he could block, he returned kicks. He did everything for the LSU Tigers, and this guy, he's got that ability too. So many different tools in his toolbox.
Now on first down from the 30. To the air on first down. Looking to the big tight end. Interception. You don't see him make that kind of mistake very often. Didn't really get a chance to get started on that return, but he has set him up at the 41-yard line.
Not the start this kid was looking for. Very first pass of the day gets picked off. This is a defense that's got a lot of ball hawks on the back end, and he's got to be real careful with his eyes, not telegraph throws like he did right there. He's going to have to settle in.
The Ole Miss offense ready to go back to work. So they've put up some early points, and now to build on this 3-0 lead.
Great job by the defense. Everybody firing off the ball, hitting their guys, holding their gaps, running to the football, nowhere to go.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Defense showing plenty of pre-snap movement of their own. Oh, better look out! And he's able to bounce off one tackle for a solid pickup.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
Better get that seismograph ready here in Death Valley. Huge 3rd down coming. To the ground to try to pick up the first. Nice move to keep running. Turning on the Jets. He's run out of bounds after the big gain, and they are in business. 1st and goal.
What great explosiveness by this running back to break through and almost get to the house, Jesse, but just comes up short.
Well, I'll tell you, he had a lot of help downfield as well. Receivers getting blocks and making life easier on the back there. And all of a sudden now this offense knocking on the door deep down in their opponent's territory.
The Rebels will try to punch it in on 1st and goal. And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
He'll run it up the middle, trying to pick its way to the end zone. He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here. We've come to the end of the period, and Ole Miss is on top. And we've come to the end of one. And let's take a quick moment to catch up on the stats. Lots of time left and ready to go back at it here in the 2nd quarter. They'd love to start this quarter off with a touchdown right here. On 3rd and goal, they'll try to throw it in. He's going for the goal line. Touchdown, Rebels! Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board.
Really nice job by the quarterback getting through his progression. He wanted to throw that football down the field, but nobody was open. He never forgot about his running back, running the swing route, spitting it out to the perimeter, and letting him do the rest for a touchdown.
And he's not going to take a knee. Here he comes. He only needs a sliver of daylight. Oh, what vision. And there he goes. He'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Bayou Bengals. He just took it the entire length of the field, end-to-end, coast-to-coast, nationwide for the touchdown.
And how about the fans in the stands going, no, 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 take a knee, no, yes, 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 yes. Over 100 yards to the kickoff return. Nice job taking that in the end zone, making a huge play.
He's going to take a chance for midway in his end zone. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13.
absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. Here's a heat. Makes the grab. A couple of guys there to get him on the ground.
When you play zone coverage, you got a wide receiver that's a beast. It becomes very, very difficult. Got to make sure I play physical and maybe even shade the side of the wide receiver having a lot of success.
They are calling for their defense in Baton Rouge. A huge third down coming up. He didn't even have a chance to get back to the line. What a job by this defensive front. And the Rebels will call on their punt team. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. And the coverage team able to wrestle him down. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. Last drive ended with a pick, but you still have to attack through the air. A quick pass to the left. Oh, he's got some space. The 20. Pass to and he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, LSU.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
And with the extra point, they're up 14-10. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
A bit of an under-the-radar game this week, guys, but take a look at this. Charlotte has dug itself a hole today, and I don't think they're climbing out of that puppy. Huge interest in this game, and they have rolled over. They're trailing by 14 to Rutgers. Any big developments in this one, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business, gentlemen.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. The Ole Miss offense ready to go back to work. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, hoping for better fortune this time around. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
This offense has really struggled, and I think you're just waiting for one play, one explosive play to happen to hopefully galvanize you a bit offensively. That's not the case, and there they try to run the football in the first play of the drive, and it gets absolutely blown up for a loss.
Lost 5 on that first play, and now it's 2nd and 15. Looking to fire. Picked off. What a play to set him up. Touchdown, LSU. What momentum you get when the defense comes up with a play like that. Effective offense has led the way, but a most effective defensive play there.
No doubt. Putting separation now. This game's starting to get out of hand. Defense making plays like this. Offense continue to score points. Hey, defense wins championships and apparently scores points.
Here he comes from midway in the end zone. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Ready to send the offense onto the field. Well, the good news is they threw a touchdown pass last time. It was just to the wrong team, Jesse.
Well, that's an unfortunate part of the game for quarterbacks, but guess what? They do happen, so you've got to be able to turn the page here and lead this offense.
Well, I think you know this defense is going to be aggressive. They're going to jump routes. They're going to play aggressive. You got to take advantage of that. Maybe use that this time to your advantage.
some of that lost ground on second down. They'll send the back in motion. The run to the right. Pushes ahead for 2. They'll mark it at the 17.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Now the play fake. Here's the pressure. Wisely avoids the tackle with the slide.
Really nice job by the defense that time. Third down, they're expecting pass, but they also know that this quarterback is dangerous when he wants to scramble. And it was almost as if they were expecting that. They were able to get to him, get him down. It now sets up fourth down. And you don't see the defense sprinting off the field just yet, guys. They're not sure. With this guy's scrambling ability, they may try to go for this.
In their own territory, no problem. 4th and inches, and they'll go for it. A designed run for the quarterback. Crosses the 40. Turning it on. He flips his field in an instant, and he's got him set up at the 20.
You what, Palmer, you see this more often now. You're more willing to roll the dice on your own side of the field. Would you do this? You feel comfortable doing that?
No, I'm more old school, David. I don't got the stones to dial that up on fourth down deep in my own end like that. That's a punt for me, but hey, the gamble pays off. Good for them. Maybe they can buy themselves some more real estate now as they're trying to drive down the field and score.
After that huge play, let's see if they can punctuate it. It's 1st and 10 from the 20. Motion from the back. Off the play fake on 1st down. Intercepted. A first-half turnover can swing momentum. All down at the 18-yard line. A solid return after that interception.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision making.
They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. the football with the run.
Man, when I can run the football like that on first down and create second and inches and stay way ahead of the sticks and be in a position now where I can throw the football or run, I will have a lot of success on the offensive side of the football.
The Tigers have a lot of options on second and inches. Gets the back moving. They'll go to the air on second and short. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Sharp. He stopped quickly, but not before he has enough for the first down.
You know, it's a nice throw by the QB there. When you're throwing to running backs, you got to make it easy on them. So you want to put it right on their body, make the catch simple, and let them go to work like they did just there, getting that first.
Quarterback making adjustments. We're at the 2-minute timeout. They've built a big lead, and they'll try to pile on a little more before the break. They'll snap this one from the 32. It's first down. Looking downfield on first down. Going over the top. Receiver wasn't ready for the throw. Incomplete.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone. They did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open. And that's why that one fell incomplete.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Back to pass. Bring in the heat. Just gets rid of it before the heat. Nothing doing downfield. He'll cut his losses and throw it away. It'll be third down.
In most instances, I would say really, really nice decision by the quarterback. But when you've got speed like this guy has, I think you'd sometimes, instead of throwing it away, would like to see him take off and see if he can go make something with his feet.
Sends it back in motion. Just keeps slinging it. Quick completion on the out route. That'll be enough for a first down as he crosses the 50 and gets it to the 48.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on third down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is, and you saw it right there on that play.
Grabbed in the middle. It's Sharp. And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on second and 2.
Well, you can afford to be a little bit late as a quarterback when you're throwing throw routes into zone coverage when you've got an arm like that. This dude's got a cannon.
Calls his own number. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down. The offense quickly calls timeout to stop the clock. And the Tigers pounded the rock to move the sticks now back to work. They send the tight end in motion. Wants to go up top on first down. Throws to the wideout. Got him downfield. He was smelling that end zone, but they get him down at the 4 after the big pass play.
This guy already has a touchdown. He almost had his second right there. You saw how good he is after he has the ball in his hands. Great job by the quarterback. A, finding him, B, getting it to him quickly, and then his speed and his God-given ability does the rest. He's got his offense in great field position.
They'll run it on first and goal. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Tigers. No midseason concentration laps here in Week 7 as they push out that lead.
You know, this guy's had a big role in this offense this year, especially when they get down close to the end zone. That's his 5th rushing touchdown on the year. He's been a factor for these guys offensively.
Lining up for the PAT. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. So a drive there of 82 yards, and they finish it off with the score from the 4. And before they can kick it, the receiving team's going to call a timeout. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Looks like he's going to bring it out. He'll be out of bounds short of the 25 at the 22-yard line. Inside 30 seconds to play in the half. We'll see how aggressive they are on this drive. They go to the ground. There he goes. Lowers that shoulder, delivers the blow. And after gobbling up some serious yardage and showing off those wheels, he's finally out of bounds.
Well, the defense knew they had a huge challenge coming into this one. This running back, one of the top 10 in the nation right now in rushing yards, they're going to have to load the box defensively, and they're going to have to get a lot of hats to the football because he is not easy to bring down.
One more snap coming before halftime. They've marched to the red zone, and here they go. He wants it all. Ball into the end zone, and it's intercepted. And they get the takeaway and prevent points from going up just before the end of the half.
When you get in the red zone, you can see as a defense, you get into your drops really quickly, and you get your eyes on the quarterback, and you try to read his eyes and break on the football. It's such tight windows to throw in. Great job by the defender breaking on the ball, creating the interception.
Just enough time to get off one final play of the half. Direct snap. He has the first and still on his feet. Shoved out of bounds right at the 35-yard line in the running game, getting the job done. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. The Rebels will try to kick this one deep to get things underway in the second half. And he's not going to take a knee. Here he comes. He gets a block. He's got an alley. He's going to get loose. He won't get him. It's a touchdown.
And he's in for the second score of the game. My goodness. Note to self, kickoff team. Don't kick it to him anymore. Squib it, kick it to the other guy. Just don't let that guy touch it again.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point splits the uprights, and they're up 35-10. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Gentlemen, let's take a look at what's happening in this exciting college football game. Charlotte fell behind early, and it's been an uphill climb since. Thing is, this is a program that's worked the portal about as well as anyone. These kids are tough and could just find a way. It's a close one right now. They're trailing by 1 to Rutgers. We've got our eye on this one and everything else going on throughout the day, guys.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. The Ole Miss offense ready to go back to work. He has to take care of the football on this drive. You just can't survive throwing 3 picks in a game. Picks his way ahead, pick up a 3, and gets it to the 20-yard line.
Well, not a great run there, but I think what the coaching staff is trying to do is they're trying to help out their quarterback. He's thrown interceptions on each of his last 2 drives. And the best way to try to settle him down is to get the running game established. But I think the defense is aware of that right now, loading the box. Everybody up front is ready for the run.
Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Here we go. Toss sweep to the right. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
That's such a great physical play by the defense because this is one of the bigger, more physical running backs you'll see in the country, and we're used to seeing him push the pile the other direction. Not that time. It's the big guys up front on defense getting penetration, and they're sending him back for a tackle for loss.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Ball is loose. Picks up the ball and tries to make something of it. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down.
That is a nice break for the offense. Man, those are plays that you don't think about down the road, but those are turnovers. They just bounce a little bit in the direction of the defense. You're so jacked up. You create momentum, juice. It could change the game. That's a great break for the offense.
A couple of yards shy of the first down marker, but they've decided this is 4-down territory. The offense still on the field. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on down.
That's a gutsy call. And I know the analytics world says to go for it more often, but when you're in your own territory and now you turn the football over to the other team, points are so much easier to get. Obviously, I know, Jesse, it didn't take a color commentator to figure that out.
Leaves it with the back. And how about the work up front by that big defensive line?
And if this defense wants to get back in the football game, they've got to match the physicality of this offense. And that's a great start here in the second half. Like coming out, not letting them run the football, being the more physical and more aggressive team.
Well, the offensive line has got to give him at least a little bit of time to survey the field. He had no chance that time, getting hit almost immediately after he got the ball.
And the last thing they need is to squander this great field position facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the wideout. And they won't make the connection, looking to make a big play there.
Well, this is a disappointing drive for the offense, considering where this drive started in their opponent territory. Now you're at 4th and long. You've got to be better throwing the football in those types of situations.
And it sits just inside that right upright. And now the lead is even bigger. That lead just keeps getting fatter, and this kickoff team doing a little running. He's going to take a chance from midway in his end zone. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. Ole Miss ready to send the offense onto the field. They were really aggressive going for it in their own end last time and put them in a tough spot, David.
Yeah, aggressive, reckless. They got to find the balance with this offense to really be productive. And last possession they went for it, they rolled the dice, Palmer, and it didn't work out for them.
Yeah, if you're better on 3rd down moving forward, though, you can keep yourself out of those situations.
And this offense on 1st down, man, they go backwards. And they've built a deficit, and they've been sluggish. And they just need something to get going, to get started, because they've kind of looked out of sorts and out of rhythm this whole game.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Wants to go up top. Finds his tight end. Now they've got a little room to work with. They're out to the 28 with a first down.
I know the offense is down by a lot here in the second half. You just need one big play, though, to spark the offense, get the confidence going, and they may have found it right there in that completion. Good throw, good catch. Now we got to keep it going.
Going downfield for the big play. Couldn't hang on to that one. This defense has already picked off 3 passes, almost had the 4th. It'll be 2nd down.
We've seen a lot of good hands in the back end of this defense in this game. They've got multiple interceptions. That was not a good example, though. That should have been another one, but they say people play defense for a reason.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Looking to fire. Quickly complete. Look at that toughness, just running through everybody. Flying down the left side. Past the 20. All the way in for the touchdown.
Yeah, and if I'm a play caller nowadays, man, I want more guys like this. Just versatility. You can see he can catch it out of the backfield like a wide receiver, or he can run it. Nice job catching the football with his hands, using his speed to do the rest and get into the end zone.
They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. So the kick goes out of bounds, and the ball will be placed at the 40 to start this drive.
On the double.
Hands it off. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
Ringo! Ringo! Set. Hut.
They'll go to the ground. Pass the sticks and still on his feet. Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the 3rd quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back.
And the defense will corral the quarterback, and down he goes at midfield.
This defense, they are tenacious, and they've got guys up front that are athletic and that are so strong and then can collapse the pocket. You saw it right there in that play-action attempt.
Gonna swing it on 2nd down. Soft spot in the middle. Good, solid pickup there. Now they can start to smell it with a 1st down at the 31.
That's a really nice job holding that pass in, and you think LSU has just been such a breeding ground in recent years for receivers. Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, OBJ, Jarvis Landry, they all have the ability to make a play anywhere on the field, and that's what this guy can do. You can line him up anywhere. He can run routes at all 3 levels of the secondary. The defense has to know where he is lined up every single play.
I think when you go through these progressions as a quarterback, you want to find the right guy to throw to, obviously. I didn't think he was the right guy. I didn't think he was really that open. And listen, he sailed and he overthrew. But I might have surveyed the middle of the field a little bit better there.
Quarterback may change this route.
Terrier.
To the air on 2nd down. Fires to the big fella. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
And nice job by the defense staying glued to him. Getting him on the ground as soon as he catches the football. Knowing he's a threat. I'm not going to let this guy get out of my sights. Nice job by the D.
They're close enough for a makeable field goal from the 26, but they'd love to convert this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Using the quick game. Got enough to move the sticks. 1st down from the 17. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And of course he said the open one, but we know who he really wants to go to on 3rd down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
And it's caught! Touchdown, Tiger!
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now on game.
Here he comes from midway in the end zone. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. They'll try to put something together, backed up a bit, starting at their own 13. They'll test the right side. That hole closed quickly, a pickup of 1 to the 15. Guys, LSU has the lead here. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. So will the beatdown continue, or is this a comeback for the ages in store? We'll see as we start the fourth. It'll be second down as we open the final stanza. Hand off from the shotgun. Got the first down and still on his feet. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
And maybe the big fella can jumpstart this offense a little bit. They got to get some points, and he's that big physical guy, breaking some tackles, making some plays. Here in the fourth quarter, they're going to need it.
First and 10 from their own 24-yard line. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. Good, solid run on that one as he gets it up to the 33-yard line.
One of the things you love about this running back is his physicality. He's got great size, and because of that, he can wear defenses down. Those 2, 3, and 4-yard gains in the first and second quarter, they become big gains late. Guys don't want to tackle him, and you're seeing that now.
And the Rebels can really attack on this second and short.
Set ready.
They're looking for an advantage in the running game to the right. And he earns a first down, and boy, did he earn it after taking that lick.
And this is a guy that can find you the hidden yardage. That play, he just pushes the pile to get that first down.
The Rebels are moving quickly down the field.
Set ready.
Give to the running back. Breaks into the open. Picks up the first down. Running inside the 20. And he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, Ole Miss.
Yeah, and listen, that is awesome to see the guys continue to fight, continue to keep competing, because this game is over. Like, we don't need to fool y'all. We're not trying to get y'all to stick around and improve ratings. Like, the game's over, but you're continuing to fight. You powered in for the touchdown, and show your kids that we're going to always fight no matter what the score is.
Don't know if the defense will appreciate having to defend a short field from the start after that penalty.
On the set. Jackrabbit.
Looking for a physical attack from the gun.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position, you're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
Wants to throw on third. Throws for the tight end. Got his man downfield.
Well, I love play callers that want to stay aggressive regardless of what the score is, regardless of how much time is left on the clock. And I promise you this, there are a lot of fans, there are a lot of teams all across college football that are paying attention to what is happening right now.
Looking to throw on first down. Just gets rid of the football. Nobody to throw it to. It'll be second down.
I'm a little bit surprised they're still throwing the football here this late in the game with this kind of lead. They're on first down, taking a shot, falls incomplete, but obviously they're still seeing matchups that they want to take advantage of at the back end of this defense, so they're letting it fly.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Pocket breaking down. Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33.
And the defense there goes zone coverage, maybe confused the quarterback a little bit, forced him to hold on to the football, and that allowed the pass rush to get home.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack.
2-9 Philly.
They'll move the tight end. Might be calling a hot route. On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. Has no choice but to throw it away, and it'll bring up fourth down.
Really nice third down sub defense there that time. It's third and long. They're expecting pass, and they're mixing up their looks. They're trying to change the picture pre-snap to post-snap to confuse the quarterback, now forcing the incompletion, setting up fourth.
They'll try to cap off this drive with a field goal. He's already made one field goal, but this one is going to need a big leg. A 50-yard attempt coming. No good. Missed the field goal, but still up by 3 touchdowns at 21 points.
Oh, man, the dreaded doink when you knock it off the crossbar. Those are ones where, man, just a couple inches to the other side, towards the middle, and that thing's in, but it still counts as a missed opportunity.
To the ground with the back. This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that has been rare in this one. Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. Wide receiver going in motion. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line? It'll be third and long. These corners going to give these receivers some space. Going with the ground game left. He made the first guy miss, but there were too many dudes coming to help, and they stopped him behind the line.
And that's exactly what you want to do as a defense, man. You want to get penetration and not let that tank get downhill. Because when he gets downhill at that weight and that size, it could be a problem for your defense. Get him before he gets started.
Down by multiple possessions, you can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Sends it downfield. Clock stops, and we've reached the 2-minute timeout. This offense looking for anything to cut into this big lead. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. And now one of the most satisfying moments in football, just watching that clock drain away while you have control of the ball, Jesse.
And this is definitely one of the best play callers, right, for an offensive coordinator. Getting ready to go into victory formation. So many good things happened today. It seemed like everything he was dialing today, David, ended up working out.
No doubt. They put a lot of highlights together, put a great offensive game together, complete football game. They get the win. On to next week.
They'll keep it on the ground, trying to milk the clock. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down.
Yeah, it's make or break time for this defense. Now they got to get a stop, and if it's bringing more bodies in, bringing more beef in, they're running the football right up the gut, right at you. They're not going to throw you a football in this situation. Time to be more physical.
And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. They They give themselves just a little more cushion as they close in on extending this winning run.
And the offense takes control of this football game. I tell you what, this offense doesn't wow you at every position. They've got some good players. They find a way to put drives together. They find a way to score. But this team is undefeated. This team is a force to be reckoned with, continuing to stay undefeated.
That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. They'll try to put a drive together starting from their own 12. Timeout called by the offense, and now they just have one remaining in the half. The give to the back. Oh, he's got some space. Now they've got a little room to work with. They're out to the 28 with a first down.
A huge gain. Probably would have loved to say this earlier in the game. Probably would have loved to have some of these runs and had a little bit more success running the football earlier. Now, I might think about maybe cranking the tempo and probably, if I'm going to need these runs, I'm going to need to go ahead and score on these runs, or I'm going to need to start chucking the football.
Well, I think the offense at this point now, they're just trying to limit the damage. They want to get out of here and move on, turn the page to the next game because things just have not been going their way, throwing or running the football.
The Magnolia Bowl goes to LSU as the Tigers take care of Ole Miss. That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.